Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Atomic Salt Live Show. It's episode 93. In this show, we're going to discuss everything in the tabletop hobby world. We've been gone a month because holidays, being on assignment, crazy life stuff, and yeah, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I am your host, Wild Chevy, and as always, I'm joined by my buddy Casey. Casey, how have you been?
It's been kind of a roller coaster of the past few weeks, honestly. I think that's about the best I can say. But you know what? I can honestly say that I am happy to be here talking tonight.
Oh,
So,
hey, any day you can wake up is a good day, right?
this is very true.
So let's kick off how we've normally been doing it. What have you done in the tabletop hobby world? I know it's been a month, so you probably have some stuff to talk about.
Yeah, so where do we start? Oh, so I think I talked about my Pinewood Derby car a little bit, right? I don't think we ever showed the finished product. So
Did you race it?
I did race it. So it is the Danger car. It's kind of catching the light because I actually put a gloss coat on it, so it's all shiny instead of a matte coat.
That should help the aerodynamics, right?
Yeah, no. Everybody looked at my car and they're like, "Oh man, we're done," and we're crap. He's gonna win everything. I'm like, no. Because I don't understand how to build a fast car, other than throwing lots of money at it. Because I didn't want to throw lots of money at it, I used the paints that I already had. So it was not a fast car. I was probably in the bottom third.
What? You didn't use the modified flux capacitor?
So if I had wanted to drop $150, I could have. I opted not to. There were some people who did decide to do that, and their cars were accordingly fast. Mm-hmm. But as I said, because I'm not fast, I am pretty, and I won the Best Painted award.
Nice.
So, but no, I posted a bunch of stuff up online on how I did this because the finish came out real nice. Essentially, it was pre-shaded with an airbrush. So we started with a gray base coat. We airbrushed on highlights, on the front of the car, kind of on the top, high surfaces and edges. Then we pre-shaded with a green and black along the bottom, and in kind of some of the grooves along the middle here, along the back. So, we went with that green black because then we layered up with a red. From there, we went on to an orange. Once we got that orange base coat down, then we took a template and got them from Brush for Hire. They're one of my favorite suppliers. I think they do a lot of really nice products.
Death Ray Design.
Yes. So that's right. Well, tell you what, the package actually still says Brush for Hire on it. Yeah. So, but yes, Death Ray Designs. I'm sorry.
Good friend of the show, Austin.
Yeah, good friend of the show. Guy takes care of me. I try to take care of him. But so I had a base in orange, and then I actually so I put the template down over it, and then I painted white actually. Not this yellow that you see here. So then once I had the white down, then all I did was I went over the top with a yellow ghost tint. And oh my, I was first of all, I was kind of excited. I was planning on trying to use some yellow. I'm like, okay, so I'll just go really, really light with the yellow over the white, and it should work out. But no, I used the ghost tint on it. Mwah. I don't always get to use ghost tints, but every time I do, I'm so happy with them. because the white just, it just tinted it just this perfect golden yellow along there. And then you put that over the top of the orange, and it just kind of deepens that orange. It just gives it a real lovely effect. So I'm extremely happy with the color combinations that came out of this. So it was funny, as we were voting for Best Painted, somebody told me, he's like, I can't believe that car. He's like,
It's not even painted.
He's like, it's not even painted. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, it's some sort of wrap or something like that, but that's not paint. I was like,
talking about your stuff.
Yeah, on my car. I'm like,
Take it as a compliment.
I know. I did. I'm like, actually, it is. He's like, what? I'm like, well, I know it is because I painted it.
I would have vouched for you.
So, but it was fun. So, I did well. On a slightly smaller scale, I've been working on my Guild Ball miniatures. So, I've just got Hammer and Honor here, just as examples. So, I redid their armor. Their armor was a kind of a grayish color.
Which guild is that?
These are the Masons. So I redid their armor. I made it a little bit brighter white versus the gray that it was before. I've got all the skin tones done, and I've got all of their hair done. So at this point, it's just going to be blocking in the blue and highlighting that, putting in the black, and doing that, and little bits and bobs here and there. So, so I've got maybe another week or so finishing that up. But I've just been kind of chain painting the entire guild. So
well, Guild Ball Season 3 came out, correct?
It did. It's not a huge change to so the core rules of the game haven't changed very much. We've seen a lot of players and a lot of guilds be reworked. And that's going to change the game up. In general, I think that they've improved things overall. I think the game has gotten a little more streamlined. They've clarified a few things. So, and then a couple of basic changes, which I think will be better for the game. So,
yeah,
in general, for the game overall, I'm optimistic for it.
Oh, that's good. I know your first reactions, you're like, nerf, 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 nerf. I'm like, oh, wow, they just destroyed the game.
Oh, yeah, no. Personally, what they've done to my guild, I hate. And I'm extremely against. But I'll say that the entire game has gotten better. Just not my particular corner.
So no longer can push button win. All right, well, makes sense.
Oh, I was never a push button win guild, but I was never even a win guild. But oh well, what are you gonna do, right?
Huh? It's a game you enjoy to play, so that's always good.
Yeah, and that's one of those games I have fun if I win or I lose. So, so yeah, I'm gonna try and finish up. I'm debating on finishing up the Guild Ball stuff, or if I need to start switching over and immediately start thinking about my LVO painting entry. Because I know some people can do that in a couple of weeks, but I need a couple of months.
We're at a month and a half until LVO?
Yeah, we're right about at the 6-week mark.
So yeah, time to hunker down and start freaking out.
Yeah, so
but
I know this isn't hobby progress, but do you mind if we talk about it for a minute?
Sure.
Just because it's been on my mind. So I've been thinking about it and what I would do. And I don't have a single model that I'm quite in love with, or I feel like it's got the presence for. But what I was thinking about doing was I've got the Sujion, right? It's got the two modes of it.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually thinking about, and I've got to, whenever Draconic Awards gets their site up and look at the categories, I'm actually thinking about going for the diorama category. Because I'd really like to paint up both of them and have them together. Because, Obviously it wouldn't qualify for single miniature. And team is a minimum of 3 models. So the only way I can use them both is if I go for diorama.
Or do them both and put them in separate.
I could do that. But my general plan right now is actually to use the excuse me, kind of the same step up and use kind of the same color combination as what I used on here, with the red into orange, and then maybe try and use a ghost tint over it. And I've got some smaller, because this is like a mid-size hexagon that I've got on here, and try and go for maybe like a smaller size hexagon over it. I think that might look kind of cool, like on the big broad areas of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. I'm going to start, I don't know, maybe it's time that I might have to shift gears and start painting those guys up. So we'll see. So I might have to start going into hobby seclusion. So
1 hour a night. That's all you need.
It's really true. It is really true. And honestly, like, painting these Guild Ball miniatures, I don't really enjoy it all that much. The models just go from average to not good. The poses on them are fine, and kind of the idea behind them are nice, but they're just not Corvus Belly quality.
Yeah, I mean, they're their own unique style of. They've gotten better though.
Sure, they've gotten a lot better, and so like between the two that I just showed you, between Hammer, which is kind of their second generation sculpt, and Honor, which is their first generation sculpt, loads difference. The details are deeper and crisper. There's actually more detail put into the models. So
yeah, what's the one from Morticians? The veteran guy. I forget his name.
Veteran Graves.
Yeah, dude looks like he went to the gym. He's all buffed up.
Well, also the veterans are just a take on the same player later on in their career, so that makes sense. But it's interesting. I was actually watching their keynote speech from kind of their corporate convention that they had over in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And they're coming out with their new starter box, which is going to be all plastic.
Yeah.
And actually, it's all going to be mono-piece plastic.
Huh.
So you remember Beast of War had some guys on a year or so back showing some incredibly detailed, mono pose but single piece plastic miniatures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's actually using that technology.
That's cool.
So they said, eventually they're not skipping all the way to fully plastic yet, but the plan is to, because they're having to change their sculpting style around a little bit.
Well, they have their box, their board game, and that's going to be plastic, so might as well just toss in a little extra design work and get that knocked out as well.
Yep, and I think that's kind of what they're doing. So, so their plan in the future is that all of their stuff is going to be single piece plastic. And their plan is it to be even better detail than current. So I find that really exciting. And I appreciate that they're going that direction, because honestly, their miniatures need to go that direction. Their game is fun, but their miniatures just are average at best.
Well, it's interesting because Weird, the makers of Malifaux, they put out a trailer and for their new game called The Other Side, which is the story on the Earth side of Malifaux.
Oh yeah, it looked like a rank and file battle game.
They're saying that the miniatures are going to be pre-assembled, and this is going to be an army size game, and it's very interesting. I mean, it's going to go Kickstarter, so it's going to be interesting to watch the progress of this, because as a miniatures game, for like a miniature painter, you really don't want to have pre-assembled stuff, because mold lines can get everywhere, and sometimes it's a pain in the butt to clean. So it'll be interesting to see these new methods of doing miniatures coming out in the future.
Yeah, and Weird has always kind of been known for their, crazy spindly pieces and, and really difficult to assemble models.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if they keep that same aesthetic or not. So, because I could see that being fairly difficult to do. But yeah. So what's on your table here, man? What are you been working on?
It's been a wild month for me. I did some commission stuff, so I have a Dark Angels Terminator. That's
a Gesterian, right?
I'm not sure. This is one of the Forge World limited releases that they did for GW stores.
Ah, that's right.
And then my buddy, he modified the shoulder pad for Dark Angels. And I think it came out pretty nicely. The base. So I picked up the Secret Weapon acrylics. And so the base colors here are all the rust and mud acrylics from Secret Weapon.
How'd you like them?
They go pretty well. They're very matte ink finish because it's rust, and like you can see, it's just kind of wet blended it all together, and it turned out pretty well.
Yeah, I think that base looks really nice. Yeah, I've actually been hearing some really nice things about the Secret Weapons acrylic line. It's not really fleshed out, like you said. They're mostly looking for rust metals and stuff like that. Yeah, but
he's got 6 colors for rust, 3 colors for mud, 3 colors for wood, and 3 colors for like tires.
Yeah, tire black. I've been hearing people just rave about.
Because it's not black. I mean, because tires are not black. They're like a brownish gray color. So. And then this one here I'm working on is Jezebel from Protos Games. This is a pro bono, doing it for a buddy commission. And then these two here, War Machine, had commissions.
That's interesting. Okay, so those are the Warcasters. Are those the ones that came from the Kickstarter?
No. So Mark III, they did. So this is Allison Jakes. So she is from the video game, but they had in Mark II, they had junior Warcasters. So you can like add these people into your list. They're not full Warcasters, but they can do some stuff. But they, in the latest progression, they've ranked up and became their own people as well. So that's Allison Jakes, did some lightning effects per request. And then we have Haley with a snow base per request.
Now, she's had a number of different iterations, right?
Yeah.
This is one of her more toned down looking ones.
Yeah, I think that's a Haley 1, which is like the baseline. So
are they in plastic now?
No, they're still pewter. And yeah, so that's that. I still have to do the guy's tag, and I'm like, I'm not.
Warjack.
No, he gave me a serif to paint.
Oh. Okay, we're switching gears here now.
Yeah, so he's like, well, he plays multiple games. He's like, yeah, paint this, and paint that. I'm like, okay.
Wow. What do you owe this guy that you're painting so much for free for him?
No, that's paid commit. That's paid commission stuff. Only the one from Protos is a free commission.
Okay. You know, looking at it, now that I'm thinking about it, some cobwebs are clearing. Is that the one that what's her name over at Beast of War kind of designed with him?
Yes, that is Dawn's Jezebel.
Okay.
That's the reason why I had that one, to paint it up for her.
Oh, that's for Dawn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was sitting there, I was like, I know this model. Where do I know this from? Yeah.
So, yeah, I've got one to paint for her, and then she gave me one so that I can paint as well. Let's see, what other stuff?
What's all this MDF stuff that we're looking at here?
So, Warsenal, they did a little blurb and said, hey, kind of like Secret Weapon does their bag of crap. Warsenal has their box of junk. So $20, you get a large parcel or large UPS box full of just random stuff. So I was piecing together some of the stuff. So a good chunk. I mean, the box is pretty thick, and some of the stuff's not even labeled. So it's kind of a guesstimate on what you got. And there's not really full kits of everything, but there's some stuff here, like that's a Cosmica base, Cosmica wall. And I think, and like there was some bad etching on the back side of this. The door was offset, so
still looks usable.
Yeah. So like, say for a photo backdrop, that would look pretty good.
That's what I was thinking about right there.
Yeah. And so I think I have a few more, or may have another one of these. Like I said, I'm digging through it. I'm not sure what exactly everything is. I've got. This is another piece. It's I think the Morat walls.
Mm-hmm.
And it's missing some inside stuff on the walls here, but I mean, it's not fully assembled for painting reasons, because MDF, you really want to paint it in sections.
Yeah. Hey, question.
Yes.
So with that base, you know how the walls are kind of sloping in like that.
Mm-hmm.
Could you flip one of those walls around? So
kind of. No, the side tab's a little blocking.
Oh, okay. So I was going to say, now there is your photo background right there.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If you could piece together a couple of those, I might pick one up off of you. A couple of bucks, because I've been thinking about that for a while. Like, I've been thinking about getting like an indoor terrain, just like a single corner piece, you know, for a couple of bucks, and just doing that up to use that for photo backgrounds.
So yeah, so I got some of this stuff here, and then Black Friday. You got to support the companies you love. So, got some good stuff from Black Friday. Some of the stuff I'm still waiting on, because, I mean, MDF people, these guys, it's not like they have a whole warehouse of product. They have to cut it all. But I did pick up from Top Down Terrain. These are objective rooms.
Is that the whole room? Like, does it sit on a floor?
There's no, so it's 4 walls, and it slots together.
And there's like no floor to it.
There's no floor to it.
Huh.
But
Huh.
I mean, for being that it just slots together, it makes this real easy to throw in my pack. And that's the real hard thing. So in Infinity, these rooms are the walls are infinite height. So there's no real reason for having a roof.
Right.
And so it's perfectly designed for Infinity play. And I could just slap together and take it apart real easy. So I picked up 2 of those because one for myself, and then being the Warcore, making sure I have one to spare for league games and whatnot. And then because you can never have enough, some scatter terrain.
Oh, fun.
So that's the first one. It's like the little vending machines and whatnot. The other one is boxes of stuff.
You know, I actually really like painting terrain. I think it's kind of fun.
Yeah, our last paint night, I busted out a whole bunch of terrain. For airbrush stuff. So I'm like,
Yeah, I really wanted to go to that paint night, but I was actually leaving the next night for work. So I decided it wasn't a good idea. So I'll try and make it to the next paint night.
yeah, I mean, paint night's always fun to build in the community. Yeah, let me show you this real quick. Yep, that's my progress for a paint night.
Okay, you got some. You know, honestly, if you wanted to, you could just hit those with, just a strong wash and call it a day.
Oh yeah, I was testing out. I brought in my airbrush, was testing out Minotaur paints, and those. So like the very vibrantly colored ones, that's over pure resin because I didn't have time to seal it with a primer. So it went on real nice.
Well, I hope the adhesion stays okay.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah. And if it chips off, we just call it weathering because it's terrain. Who cares?
That's what I'm like. You know what? I'm just as the adage is, finished, not perfect.
It's the color of done.
Yep. And, I've got I got some more hexagon meal that's coming in the mail. I got the tray my little tournament tray. They had a little thing that goes underneath it for storage of stuff. So I'm like, cool. I can put in all my templates now and stack it into my tournament tray. So I got that stuff coming down the line. And yeah, like I said, Black Friday was a lot of stuff, cool stuff.
I will say that this year I was generally unimpressed by the Black Friday offerings. So, I mean, it was a lot of 10% or maybe an extra 5% or an extra 5% if you spend over $100 on things.
Yeah.
So I was a little less than overjoyed. Oh, I should say, when I talk about it, I picked up a fat mat for Frontline Gaming's November We're Moving sale.
Yeah, because they're no longer using their mat. They bought their own one, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of a separate piece of news, but they were moving to a new store. I don't know. Maybe they knew this was in the works and they just weren't telling anybody, and so this was really a clearance sale. that they just weren't advertising. But at the time, they were saying they just didn't want to have to move stuff to the new store.
Mm.
And so I picked up a mat on discount. It's got a number of creases in it, which I'm not really fond of. So I've actually been talking with the folks over at Table War about it, and they're saying that I may not actually be able to repair it or to get those creases out. So, but they're having another shipment come in, and they're like, "Well, we'll take care of you." So
Nice.
I don't know in what way, shape, or form that taking care of me is going to be, but they said we'll figure something out here in the next couple of months.
That's the cool thing about some of these, most of these companies in this hobby. Customer service is on point.
Yeah, for one, it kind of has to be, right. This is way too small of an industry to have a bad name.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, they're also gamers themselves, and they're generally good people. So
Speaking of like companies that like soured us, and now it's getting a lot better. I'm surprised you didn't talk about this sitting in the background.
I was waiting for you to discuss that.
I'm like, GW is doing a really good job at making us love them again.
So where do we want to start with Wrath of Magnus or with Traitor Legions?
Well, all right, I'm going to start with their Warhammer community page.
Yeah, their Warhammer community page, like, it is a treat. Everything that comes up there now.
Yeah, because before, the only time I went to their web store was for the blog. Because I'm not going to buy something every time I go to the store. But this new Warhammer community, it's not just GW stuff. We saw an article from Reese from Frontline. They were when they released the FAQ, they acknowledged him, and like Reese even had his own article in there about how he got into running tournaments. I'm like, that's blowing my mind. This is a new GW.
Yeah, that run it is. It's just been excellent. The way that they've reached out to the community, kind of their sense of humor that's creepy back into things, has just been great.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, go look up the trailers for the XL spray paints. Their Chaos Black spray paints. Hilarious.
Oh, it's just amazing. Like, and the best part, the thing that I really love is the people who are like, that's not funny, and I don't get it. And these guys are idiots because it's just a spray can. And it's like, you obviously missed this humor completely.
But yeah, and then the other thing we're talking, the Thousand Suns release blows my mind of how awesome the new kits that came out. Magnus is just huge.
Okay, and have you been seeing, like, if you were to critique one part of that model, what would it be?
I don't know. The face, maybe like was it 4 faces and all that you could put on there. Some of them I'm like, not my. They weren't really looking cool. Like the full mask one, I didn't really like.
I would argue that most people would say the horns coming out of his chest armor.
But what is interesting, the miniature is built that you don't have to put the chest armor on.
Yes, I've been seeing a lot of people leaving it off, and the model looks so much better
and
with it off.
I was surprised, just like seeing, This is a giant demon prince of Zeech just towers over, and it is it's just like, you know what, here's the tank with all the stuff you could put on there extra. And it's like, wow, this is an amazing kit.
Yes. It is amazing is probably the best way to put it. It
And,
is a truly amazing kit.
and it's like we have airmen here. And so, I mean, yeah, I mean, the spur itself got a lot of nice detail in there. Not really much posing for it, but I mean, a painter's dream type of thing. It's got a lot of surfaces, a lot of detail everywhere. Well, what I think is cool, look, it's a colored. The instruction manual, it's colored now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they show you like here's the glue parts, and here's what you've assembled, and here's how it attaches. And
They're stepping up their game. What's the copyright on the model?
yeah, but I mean, you even put rules in there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, see,
And,
that's amazing that they're putting in rules for the model.
And yeah, three different languages, but yeah, you still need the book for some of the rules, but yeah, this is a cool piece of kit.
So, I was going to say, so what do you think of him? Like, I guess rules-wise, I haven't seen him much. Does it look like he's changing much, or?
I don't know about the rules. Stat line, he's pretty strong in stats. Mastery level 4, knows a whole lot of different disciplines, and yeah, the disc is optional, and it's modeled in a way that you can use the disc or not. But I mean, as we saw in the trailers for it, the storyline has progressed in a way that they're looming over Fenris, and all the sons have come back together.
Not even worried. Not even worried. My wolves can handle them.
And then we got the Traitor Legion book that came out, or it's on pre-order right now.
Yes. Have you seen the information coming out of those?
Yeah, that's a lot of cool stuff. I mean, if you want to run a Traitor Legion now, or if you've always been tempted, this is a great time to dip in.
Yeah, I'm blown away. I mean, because first of all, I mean, this is what we've been begging for years, right?
Yeah.
You know, finally, Chaos Marines are actually scary and actually doing what you'd always hoped that they would do. But yeah, so I think you've been thinking about doing some Death Guard, and I think that you are not wrong in going in that direction based on the rules we've been seeing. But then I also think Emperor's Children are looking pretty solid. But at the same time, I don't think that there's a bad one of the bunch. So, yeah, I think people are actually getting really excited about playing Chaos Marines again.
Yeah, and then like they've started showing us what's coming down the line as far as because before it was always just maybe you'd hit the rumor mill a week before the release. Now they're showing us like they teased us with the Ordo book, which is on pre-order. Just recently, they're showing them the stuff for January, and yeah, I mean, it's going to be. It's all going to be interesting too, because rumors of 8th edition are starting to creep out as well.
Yeah, it's GW is really doing a great job with this. So I mean, other than I don't have all the money that I'd like to spend on this, I don't really have any complaints with the direction that they're going. Because I'm just like, oh, I just want to buy it all now.
Yeah, it's getting real hard not to get interested in 40K again.
So, which is good. I mean, this is the direction it needed to go. I mean, some of these formations are amazing.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and so
just I mean, Magnus himself, that's just a scary miniature to put on the table, and you run him in formation and everything. The brimstones, and yeah, there's some nasty units in there. You're like, wow. It's like how can you win against this guy? But I mean, they're bringing out stuff that's, and of course the joke, Magnus, 1 eye, no depth perception, weapon skills or ballistic skills 7.
True. Well, he's still a Primarch. He's still a Primarch. Although, what I loved is, as Magnus the Red, somebody wrote on GW's page, and they said, so if he's really sad, does he become Magnus the Blue? And GW said, yeah, sure, why not? Sort of started screaming, it's canon! It's canon!
So, yeah. Interesting stuff to look forward to, folks.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see like what everybody's favorite is, or what they're most excited for.
Yeah, because I'm like, for the longest time I was toying with like selling off my Grey Knight, selling off my Blood Angel, selling off my Bugs. It's just like just being done with GW. Now I'm like, oh, what can I keep? I mean,
well, Shiv is they're starting to do a Horus Heresy group.
it's true. I can always run my rhinos, just paint them up Death Guard.
Can't go wrong, and you've got 30K and 40K rules for them now. So nobody would blame you at all. So, yep, GW is there working hard for the money now, which is nice.
Yeah, it's nice to actually see that this company coming back around and getting to be a little bit what I've always wanted them to be the last couple of years.
Yeah, there was a time when they really just kind of pulled back from everything. And so it's really nice to see them engaging with the community again. Like, I'm really excited to see what they're bringing to LVO.
Yeah, I mean, just Forge World being there alone, I'm going to pick up some Scythes for my Marines.
I need to do some real soul search on that. Because I'm really not sure. Because, like, I've been wanting to do 30K for a long time. But I don't know how to come in on it, or, like, where to come in.
Mm-hmm.
Or where to start with it.
It's still one of those kind of specialist type of game. It's the rules are out there. It's hard to get a hold of them unless you have the big book. And I don't know. If nothing else, you buy into it, and you have a pretty painted army.
Yeah, when the falls fails, then you have a really pretty 40K army.
Mhm.
Because at the same time, like they have some really cool big tanks.
Yeah, I have a box right next to me that's got the Legion Glaive.
So do you have the rules for those? Because I've looked at the glaive and the fell blade and the falchion. It's all kind of like the same chassis.
Mhm.
It's just what's on top of it.
Yeah, from talking to my 40K guy, he's like, "Yeah, I get the Legion Glaive. Thing's a tank killer. It'll kill anything." I'm like, cool. All right, done.
Yeah, that's really hard to. Because honestly, like the falchion, same one. It's the super heavy tank destroyer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, that thing just looks cool.
Yeah.
But I'd like to, they used to have like some PDFs of some of their stuff, but I think they've kind of stopped doing that.
Unless it's got experimental rules, the stuff that it's not in their books yet, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's how my Night Lancer. It's got the rules were out there because it wasn't in a book yet.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they have their experimental rules out anymore. So, oh well. So, well, you got anything else you'd like to talk about?
No, I've been playing out Infinity lately. That's been my main game. Uh, Gonna start a limited insertion league here at the start of the year.
Yeah, and I'd like to take part in that.
Cool, more the merrier. And which is it's gonna be interesting because limited insertion, one order group. The games are gonna be quick, and it's gonna be great for newbies because it's not a lot of you won't see a lot of spamming, and just in general, it helps out.
Yeah, having played it a few times, I really just like a limited insertion. I feel it's just a really great way to play the game. Now, I realize that other people feel differently about it, but I feel like it really kind of controls and tamps down on some of the craziness. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, are you going to be basing that off of tagline, or what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, it's going to be a tagline league, but not like it's not going to be the narrative part.
Okay, so you're going to be playing like the narrative missions, or
No, it'll be the standard ITS missions for season 8 tagline. And yeah,
okay.
so yeah, just 8-week league. Hopefully, yeah, if we get 10 people signed up, that means everybody plays at least one person once.
Yeah. How many people do you have so far?
It's the holiday season, so it's just more word of mouth right now.
Okay. So, yeah, because I think the plan right now, right, is you just tell the people, hey, this is who your opponent is, and then it's just like you have the whole week to get it in, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that kind of works for me. So I am definitely excited for that.
Yeah, and our local store now said that he can start ordering in Infinity. So it's going to
Oh,
be a great time.
Gamers Asylum?
Yep.
Oh, outstanding. Because that's kind of always been the problem there is, they
Yeah,
carry very limited stock.
yeah. His he had a distributor issue that they weren't able to get the stuff in, or they required large amounts, and it was a stock issue. But now, new distributor, he's like, "Yep, I can special order anything in for you guys, no problem." So, good way to keep supporting a local store.
Yeah, because I know I tried to order a few things from him once or twice, and it did not go smoothly. So, good to hear.
So, yeah, that's all I have for today. Do you have anything else, Casey?
Nope, that's it for me.
Cool. Thank you, but thank you guys for watching us tonight. I'll leave a comment below. Tell us what you think. We covered a lot of things. Infinity, 40K, painting. Chime in. Let us know what you think. Be sure to like this, share it with your friends, subscribe to see more. Casey, anything else?
No, just as always, if there's anything you'd like us to take a look at or talk about, send us an email at theatomicsalt@gmail.com. This has been the Atomic Salt, and GW is blowing our minds.
Yeah, literally. Good night, folks. See you next week.